Hi everybody, this is Harmony with Harmony Stitches and welcome to my channel, Harmony Stitches. Here we talk about my crafting journey and it usually revolves around cross stitch, some knitting and a tiny bit of crochet. Today is November 21st. We're on our way to Thanksgiving here in the United States and I cannot wait because we get extra days at home. Well, most of us. If you work Monday through Friday, then generally speaking, you get extra days at home. So I'm super excited about that. So today I'm looking around and I only have a few things to show you. So we'll go ahead and get started so we can make this video short and sweet and everyone can get back to other videos or their crafting time or whatever they do on Sunday afternoons. So if you're returning to my channel, one, thank you so much for spending time with me every week. But you will know that I've been working on a sweater for a little guy from church because he's outgrown the sweaters that him and his family found at a thrift store. And I volunteered to make him a sweater because I knew I could and it'd be super fun. I don't know if I mentioned on my last video that I had decided that I was going to make all 4 family members a hat to go along with the sweater as well. And so I will show you all of that right now. So I have not woven any ends on the sweater and I have not got to the cross stitching of the dinosaur pattern that I found on the sweater, but the sweater is 100% complete itself. Last week I just had to finish one of the sleeves. Well, I had to finish the cuff, I believe, on the first sleeve and then finish the second sleeve. I was in quarantine, and I thought it was going to take me a lot longer to get it done, but when I went to work on Monday, I found out that I was not supposed to return to work the following day, so they sent me home, and I was able to get the entire second sleeve done when I returned home from work. So that's pretty fun. I did use the Flax sweater pattern by Tin Can Knits to make this. I made the 6 to 8 years size. Let's see. I used Impeccable yarn by Loops and Threads from Michaels, obviously in red, green, and white. It's Kelly green, white, and red hot. I was able to get gauge with the needles that they used in the pattern, so that was really great. I didn't have to go trying to figure out what size to go up or down to. I did get gauge. I did do the corrugated ribbing instead of just doing a color block ribbing. I did make a couple of mistakes here or there. I'm okay with it. No one will know but me and you, but I'm sure that you're not going to tell the family. So that's pretty good. So the sweater is done. I did find a dinosaur pattern that I'm going to use, and I think what I'm going to do is to put 3 dinosaurs. The dinosaur is facing to the left. I think I'm going to put 3 on the bottom and then center 2 above that, but facing the opposite direction, and then 1 above that facing the opposite direction and the star above. So that way the dinosaurs kind of create a Christmas tree. I do believe that I have enough, well, the sweater is so many stitches wide and 3 dinosaurs is 2 over, it will be 2 over on each side. So it will go around the edge a little bit. But I don't think that I'm going to be worried about that. I just have to check the height. I don't know how many rows I have from the bottom ribbing to the top ribbing. So I do have to check that to see if my plan will work out, but right now that is my plan. So that's the sweater. I did start off with making little man's baby sister a hat. I used another pattern by Tin Can Knits. It's called Easy Peasy, and I did hers in the Kelly green. They do have an ear flap option or a no ear flap option, but I thought that this family style really fit in with the ear flap option. They do have ties that you put on. I did not get that done yet, but I'm going to ask my daughter if she would help me out and do that. So this is the, it's baby, child, toddler, and then adult, small, medium, large size. And this is the toddler size because I wanted it to get her maybe another year or two. Little man is going to get a red one to match his sweater. I made his in the child size. They all have ear flaps. This is actually the seam of where you start and end your round. And I actually think that it matched up pretty well. And it's noticeable to me, but I made it. I know where it's at. So I'm kind of hoping that it's not, even on the pattern, on the photo on the pattern, you can see see that seam. So it's just the nature of the beast. You can't really do anything about it. And I even thought, well, how could you get that seam in the very back? And it would have been a little bit more work to do so, and I wouldn't have wanted to figure it out. Okay, so I made Mom one in the green, and I did put Mom and Dad with a white stripe on it, so that way I was running out of green. Well, I thought I was going to run out of green yarn. I weighed it on my scale, and I did some measurement or some calculations, and I thought I was going to be just shy, but I'm not. I have plenty of yarn. I could probably do a baby size hat with what I have left, but I also have to do the ties for the ear flap, so maybe after that I won't have very much left over. And then Dad got a red one, or they can swap. I mean, I'm gonna put the tags on them that way, but if they want to swap, that's okay with me. I don't really care. But his is red with I did 5 rows of the white stripes, and I kind of wanted to center it, and I think I got it pretty good. If it's not centered, there's about 5 or 6 rows below the white and then a couple more rows above, but I think that's good because then the white stripe doesn't go up into the crown. So I think I did an okay job getting the stripe in toward the center. So all of the hats have the ends woven except for Mom and Dad's. I have the ends from the stripes to weave in still, but all the other ends are woven in. None of the ends are woven in on the sweater, and I calculated there to be about 14 of them. I'm not really looking forward to that. That is probably comparing it to back stitching and cross stitch, and not a lot of people like it. I know it's not that big of a deal, but I'd rather be doing other things. So that's my knitting for the week. That's pretty much all I did for the week was knitting. I did work on the secret stitch a tad. When I got home on Monday, well, I was telling my daughter before I left that I really needed some good lighting to finish the 1/1 stitching for the little one's head, because it was all done in 1/1 stitching. Well, when I got sent home and I got home and I got all my stuff put away and I sat down in my chair, I'm like, well, we've got some good lighting here this morning. So I was able to get that done. I can't remember exactly everything that I had done last time, so I will show you what I did on Monday. So on Monday, I did put in his head. And I don't think that focuses very well, but I'm sorry. I did put in a couple more of these little flowers. Most of them have their little white middles stitch as well. I did do the back stitching on his face as well, and then some of the back stitching on the claws. So I did get a little bit more done. And that's about it. But I figured I wanted to get the family their hats and the sweater by Thanksgiving, and then I have another week and a half to get this done before his birthday. So I figured I had plenty enough time. I'm really, really close to being done. I have some back stitching and a couple other stitches to do, and I'm finished. So, but that's all I got to because I wanted to focus on the hats and the sweater. I did do a little tiny bit of shopping. I got some some colors of floss for the Mario map. So the next time that comes around on the whip wheel, I'll have a lot more to do because I bought the 2 colors for the background of the piece. I bought those 2 colors, and I bought some of the blues for the water, and in the level 6, it's got that area that I need to fill in. So I got the blue for that, and I got the red to finish, and I think one other color to finish the castle. I can't remember exactly, but I'm excited about that. So when it comes back around, I'll be able to get a lot of progress done because I've gotten some more colors. We did go to Dollar General last night to find paper towels. I think he wanted to find paper towels, but of course I ran through the decorations and I found this. and it's got some wooden beads on the top. And then it has this decoration here. And I figured that this was probably going to be big enough for one of the smalls that I'm doing for 12 days of stitching. And this was $3 at Dollar General. It was the only one that they had. It was just kind of in a weird area in the Christmas section. So I purchased that, and that's gonna be set aside. It is gonna be a quick stitch, a quick finish, because I won't have to do much. Okay, and then the only other thing that I bought, this was from Dollar General as well, is $4, and it's this cardboard box. Oops. Yeah. It says Merry Christmas, and it has just a winter scene, and the lid comes off, straight off, and then, but this is going to be for the sweater. I'm going to put some tissue paper in it and, you know, wrap it up all nice. I have just another just cardboard box for the hats that I'm going to put it in, but I figured this one, then I wouldn't have to wrap it, and he can just take the lid right off and find his sweater in there. So it's only 11 minutes into this video, but that's really all I have to show and to tell this week. Next, so I haven't even touched the Beatitudes by the Little House Needleworks. That was supposed to be my project that I was stitching on this week. But as soon as I get these sweaters done, we have a tentative time scheduled with the family for me to, they don't even know about the hats. They only think that I'm doing the sweater. So, but that's Wednesday afternoon, tentative delivery date. I will take some photos, and not of the family, but of the finished sweater, because I'm obviously not going to be able to get in another visit with you before I deliver that sweater to them. And then my other plans for the rest of the week, once I get the sweater done, is to finish the secret stitch. So that way the next time that my husband and I are apart and I have a little bit of time, I can get that finished for his birthday. And then just kind of whatever, you know, work on the Beatitudes, and then whatever just comes my way. I do have another Christmas pattern that came in my email from a designer, so I might stitch on that. I think I have a piece that, one leftover piece of 20 count white Aida, I think will be big enough, and I'm probably gonna stitch that, and we'll just see what happens. Just gearing up, finishing the sweaters and the hats, so that way I can move on to 12 days of stitching as soon as December 1st rolls around. So I hope that you all have had some crafting time this week, and we'll have some in the future. And I hope you have a great week until we see each other again. And until then, bye.